in good part because of the tariffs. Yes.
My question is related to what you just said, which is you've had two IEEPA votes. One passed, one probably would have passed if White House and McConnell had been.
Would have passed.
But at any rate, my question is, given these earnings reports that we're having, and given that the deals have resulted in substantially higher tariffs, do you think that there could be movement among Republicans so that you could get a veto-proof majority, which of course you would need to actually end the IEEPA tariffs if the courts do not?
Well, I'll call on Maria for a minute because she had a bill to put it back in Congress where it was, and I think 7 Republicans joined it.
Yeah.
Maria.
Well, and also if you could touch on Section 338 and 122 in case IEEPA is overturned in the courts. Is there something Congress should do about these other archaic?
Well, the courts are looking at these issues now, and the lower court, as you can see, basically said there was nothing in what the president was trying to say from emergency perspective, and we don't think he's following the law as it relates to 301 or any of these. When you do tariffs like this, you have to have detailed economic analysis of the damage and the cause and then make a point, because trade is about world trade rules and order, not about just making something up, whoever's president. I mean, that's what distinguished, even back in England, they were like, no, we're not giving this power to the king, because people realized in the founding of our country that that's a dangerous thing to have a king or a president have this ability, because it is basically a tax. So they wanted to have a legislative body do this. So I think that they have not proven their use of these tariffs in any of the, I know they think, you know, that Secretary Lutnick said he could fall back on 301, but you really have to have a very detailed case on 301. So listen, I represent 2 big companies in the state of Washington, Boeing and Microsoft, who just had great earnings reports. Why did they have great earnings reports? Because they're investing in next generation technology and they're selling into a global market. Okay, the president is proposing a contraction of us doing that. He's not proposing, he's cutting all the science and R&D. He's cutting all the things that said come to the United States and make these things. And as my colleagues just mentioned, he's making all our allies mad. So they're thinking, well, how do I counter the United States? Instead of saying, this is a global market, lots of opportunity. How are we going to reach those markets? How can we get our products into those markets? And so the cost on the American consumer, and I think the president thinks, oh, well, somehow they'll come back. You might force some elements to come back, but at what cost? And the growth that we've had in a global expansion is 95% of consumers live outside the United States. The United States should be attracting the best and brightest, making the best and the best products, and selling that on a global stage, not this contraction.
And do you think you can get more Republicans on board to check these powers?
Well, so yes, I do, because my Republican colleagues have said, let's see the deals. And now, while there's a lot of trumpeting of these deals,
So to speak.
they are handshake deals. You know, the Wall Street Journal called them willy-nilly. I just think they don't represent the scope of what my colleagues, when you think about the first Trump administration and what happened with China, where they didn't follow through anyway, and our farmers were hurt, and then they came to Congress and said, you cough up the money to make our farmers whole, which taxpayers ended up doing, is not what I think my Republican colleagues have in mind. So I think as these details of these deals become clearer to them, I think you probably will hear more from them.